Yo, what's the name of the podcast?
Trash Talk Experience.
I bet. Welcome to the Trash Talk Experience.
3, 2, 1, you're live. Let's go.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Abob's Trash Talk Experience. As always, coming to you live from an undisclosed location in Sydney, Australia. I'm your host, Abob. I'm joined today by three of my good friends, Mosh.
Abob and Abob.
Abob. Mosh, Trey, Sun. How you guys doing?
Lovely, man.
Everything good?
I'm Abob, bro.
You're Abob as well? Bro, everyone can be Abob, hence the name. So, today...
It's like water, generic.
Yeah. Before we start, today... I have good news for everyone. Though it's not part of the podcast for today.
Celebration, baby!
Bro, has he not been on one of the episodes? Which one?
I remember that he was part of PC Culture, the episode we doing previously.
Bro.
Yeah.
But last minute.
Not even last minute. We recorded the whole thing. I was about to press upload and then he's like, I don't think so this can go out, bro.
He pussied out, man.
Anyway, so
sure.
for today's episode, we are redoing our PC Culture episode. Hence why we kicked out Dord, even though he said he couldn't make it, but we're just going to run with the fact that we kicked him out. So Mosh, Trey, we did this in the first episode of this season. We explained our aliases. I'm going to allow you guys 30 seconds each just to explain why you picked the name you have. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Like my name is Mosh, and that's because that's my nickname. I'm gonna be real with you. So if you see someone named Mosh in the street or you hear someone being called Mosh, feel free to bash me, feel free to dap me up, whatever you feel towards me, go for it.
Right. It's ironic because there is a hair loss company called Mosh and you are losing your hair at the same time.
Okay.
Brother,
We can't make that conclusion yet, man.
Okay.
I still got a head full of hair. Maybe in 2 years we'll come back and revisit that topic. I got 3 months tops.
Go for it, Trey.
My name's Trey. It sort of came from a gamer tag, Trey all day. Trey is just 3 points, 3-pointer in basketball because I shoot it from 3 and beyond. That's it, man.
That game I came to watch of you guys, who missed the last...
It was...
Okay, it wasn't you.
Mosh.
So
I hit for the audience, I
Yeah.
hit 2 threes to put us back in a finals game, and then Mosh bricks 2 in a row.
Okay, can I just clarify
tie
that
it.
I was playing on 2 minor fractures in my ankle? Thank you for listening.
It is what
Otherwise,
it
it
is,
would have been an easy game.
Leave it in the past. Anyway, so the other thing I wanted to talk about is we got approached via Instagram about this company called smoothmyballs.com. And from the get-go, I knew this was a spam message.
Big leagues, baby!
I thought it was a spam message, but it seems legit. Anyway, we didn't take it because we don't want to be sponsored by a smooth balls company or some crap like that.
Why, you like Hackney balls, which are hairy ass?
Yeah, like tennis balls, old tennis balls.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, Trey, how was your weekend?
Look, my life changed this weekend, man. My quality of life improved so much.
How come?
My balls have never been this smooth, bro.
Oh, piss off, mate.
For only $9.99. It could be you too. There's a company called Smooth My Balls, right?
Uh-huh.
And they give you like a shaver and shit. My God, my life's changed.
Can you use it for your face?
I do.
Can you use it for your hair?
No, that's off limits, bro.
But, so have you been sponsored yet, or have been no reading stuff?
Nah, like
Nah?
it's a mystery at the moment.
Mystery.
Anyway, so yeah, as we said, we're going to be talking about political correctness today. First question for all you guys: what are your general thoughts about political correctness?
It's like Corona. We need antibiotics against it. I think actually now we need a vaccine.
Against
Or it's like
political correctness?
if it was a superbug, antibiotics,
Yeah.
because Corona is big, vaccines against PC culture.
This dude whack.
But who are you going to get vaccine? I don't get it. Well, all the social justice warriors are going to be getting lined
Bro,
up.
it was a joke in the mind. I don't think it's true.
Okay, let me do this. Let me define political correctness for everyone, the audience
Sure, prof.
specifically. A simplistic definition of political correctness would be avoiding using certain words or doing certain actions that could potentially offend someone.
Bro, this is nonsense.
That in this day and age, you're offending someone with everything you say.
Everything,
Yeah, that's true.
There are infinite opportunities to offend someone.
Let me give you an example firstly.
I
So
would never make joke of your hair loss because I'm losing, but
Thanks,
that's besides the
brother.
point.
Thanks, brother.
I will happily make jokes about your hair loss
Bro,
because I'm not
see,
losing
You
it.
ain't politically
It's a hard word to say.
politically correct. You ain't that.
Okay, that's true. Let me give you an example. So, say someone is very short.
Mm-hmm.
Midget.
Are you allowed to call them a midget?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's my natural
There's
instinct.
nothing wrong with calling someone what they are. Like, if you call me a dirty Paki, I'll be angry. But if you call me like a non-dirty Paki, I'm like, yo, brother. That's bad.
Why
but
would me calling Sun a midget be bad? Is that inherently saying midgets are bad?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, people
don't
say
say
like,
that,
oh,
but-
it's not the best word to use to describe someone. So why don't you say they suffer from dwarfism?
Genetic deficiency.
Yeah, something like that. Like that's what people would be like. Midget could be seen as like a derogatory term, like you're looking down upon them. Why
I
don't
think
you use
this is what
dwarfism?
society has made midget word to be. For me, I don't come with that background. Like for me, midget is like the highest form of
Phrase.
grace you can say to someone.
Yeah.
So exactly.
Okay.
Abob, you're the biggest midget in here.
Okay, no problem. I'm taller than you, so
Barely. I don't think so. I don't know, bro.
We're not talking about height, brother.
Abob would know better for sure.
okay, so there's like two sides to the political correctness debate. Yeah, one, as I said, like calling, like using the right word to describe someone. That's one side of it. The other side of it that's sort of become more popular, not popular, sort of become infamous in a way, is when people are afraid or hesitant to ask the right question of someone, or say what they're thinking. Say Sun wants to ask a particular person a question, but he's afraid that he will potentially offend them. Should that be something that's looked down upon?
Well, I can speak on this personally because I have a colleague that's gay and she's a lesbian, but I only found that out later on when she happened to mention that she had a partner and it was a lady or a woman or whatever you want to call it. And so I always thought, oh, maybe she is, maybe she's not, but I didn't want to ask because I don't want to offend them, which is like, I feel like it's just, this society is too censored where you can't have a typical conversation with anyone because you're afraid to offend someone.
I think if it's genuine curiosity is different.
Yeah. So like people don't come up to you and ask you you're straight. Like would that be the same? Like why would you feel inclined to go up to a gay person and ask them if they're gay?
No, but I'm not going up to them. Like I'm talking to them like every day.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just like out of curiosity, I can ask them, hey, are you gay? Or like it doesn't change my opinion of them. It's just curiosity.
Unless he's asking it so he can figure out whether or not he wants to that's a different issue. But he's not doing that, right?
Yeah.
You're not Mosh, right? Why are you looking at me like that?
So yeah, that's what something. Say for Sun, for you, say someone came up to me and you're like, "Are you Bangladeshi?" Would you be offended by that?
I would be offended.
What's more offensive for you? Are you Indian or are you Bangladeshi? What would be more offensive?
Okay. It's equally same for me, but I think Bangladeshi would still be worse for some reason. A real story. So I was in Melbourne maybe 2 years back. I talked to this chick and she's like, what's your background? Because I was racially ambiguous for her. I'm like, I was going to be like, what do you reckon I am? She said Burmese. Not Burmese now. So some other, some country I'm forgetting on top of my head. But I was like, it wasn't Pakistan, wasn't Afghanistan, wasn't Bangladesh. I was happy with that. Until I went and Googled, people.
Wasn't it Mauritian or
Mauritius,
something?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. It was Mauritius. So I'm kind of happy. I'll take Mauritius. But then I looked at Mauritian men and they were like, not the most attractive ones. And it kind of dampened my mood for a bit.
Right. What did you say to her? Like, did you respond to it, or you didn't see her after that?
No, well, she was. No, I wouldn't see.
Right.
In that light, what I look like is nothing. Like my nationality is nothing what I look like.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten every nationality under the sun: Spain, Greek, Arab, Turk, Armenian, Macedonian. I've even got. I've never really got an African, which is a bit obvious. But besides that, I really like. I don't get offended by any of these.
Yeah.
Whenever someone asks my nationality, I'll be like, guess, and just keep running. And I'll tell you when you get it right, because they're not going to guess anytime soon.
Has there ever been a time where you've been offended by someone that asked you a question, like they came up and asked you a question, you were like, oh yeah, that actually offended me? Like
if someone asks me, are you gay? I don't get offended, but it's like, oh, you think I was gay?
Bro, my voice is high pitched, right? Especially like not as bad right now, but if I put on my customer service voice, my voice is high pitched. I've been called honey, I've been called darling. I've had people follow up by email writing as in the she or whatever, basically saying I'm a girl, implying I'm a girl. And I'm like, oh man. But I got it, it's not anything that's offensive or anything, and people
It's
might take
funny,
that in the same light. Yeah, it's funny. I tell people.
No, I have had some very bad, not many, but just one bad story about this. So I was working in Macca's and I was working from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., which is a really rough shift. I think it was Friday night or Saturday night. And we have one person just on taking drive-through orders. I was taking one lane, doing other lane. This lady comes up and she's like, you should have taken my order first before the other person. And I was like, sorry, my bad. And she kind of was like, I treated her that because she was a woman. And I was like, what the hell? How the hell would I know if you're a woman in the car? And like,
Right, yeah,
and I was like, I'm not gonna serve you, and I caused a drama. my manager comes in and she gives her free food, and I was so pissed at her,
Right.
at my manager. Like,
Customer's always right, bro.
no, she realized the customer was wrong, but like she still gave her free food because she wanted the lady to go out, and I was pissed. Like, I mean, like, if someone said shit to my manager, I would fight for them. They should have done the same
Honestly,
thing for me.
I take everything back. Political correctness is great.
Why?
I know how to get free food now.
Just go up, complain, and get free food. My problem with political correctness is like it seems like the right thing to be doing. Like, yeah, you shouldn't be using a certain word to describe someone. But my issue with it is it changes over time. Something that is offensive now wasn't offensive 20 years ago. And something we do now will be offensive 20 years into the future.
100%.
So, like, people give an example. Say we used to use the word, not we, certain people in high school used to use.
Why are you looking at me, bro?
You're in my eye line. Used to use the word maggot with the F in front of it.
Oh, so
So that now is totally offline. Like you can't be using that word to describe someone. So should we blame all those kids back in the day for using that word? They just didn't understand the context of it.
Yeah, kids don't even understand like what that sort of stuff means, bro. Like straight up, like they just say it because they hear other people say it, and then everyone else says it.
So you're saying you have said this stuff before as a
I've
kid?
100% said this stuff.
I actually have a funny story, and it's somewhat related.
Let's go.
But
Whenever you say I have a funny story, it never turns out to be funny.
This is a bit vulgar.
Yeah.
So if you're a young listener, please headphones off. You go to sleep earlier.
Right.
Anyway,
Bro, what kind of stories you tell?
so this is back in high school. If you knew me in high school, man, I was such an innocent kid. I was like a good kid, didn't swear, and I still don't really swear either. And everyone used to use this insult, right? It used to be like, "Oh, go suck a dick" or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I always like the image in my head was always funny, like and the sole reason for that is I actually didn't know that was a thing. Like, sucking a dick. I did not know that was a thing, right? And then,
So you didn't think sucking a dick was possible, like, as a kid?
Yeah, I thought it was just a funny term. People use like a funny insult. Like, I didn't think it was an actual thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was year 9, year 10. One day I was just enlightened and I was like, wait, what?
That's when you realized.
That's when I realized it was a thing.
Eureka.
Eureka moment for him. Same with the word, like the R word, the tardy word. Now, people.
Which R word?
I still say that, man.
You say.
I don't think it's offensive, bro.
It is offensive when you're directing it at someone.
Depends, bro.
Actually, I have a funny story.
I don't know,
Last week we were recording. Sun and Dot got into an argument, and Dot called Sun that word, right?
Oh.
Bro, his face turned red. He was like, "What do you mean you called me that?" And I was like, "Bro, calm down." It was just we were arguing over something minuscule, but things got heated.
The thing is, for me, I was just messing with him.
Yeah.
So he sent me a message at the home, but he shouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
Because it was very inconsequential. What I said was like, just for being a devil's advocate, but it didn't affect me much. I didn't realize he went home and wrote me an apology, which I appreciated it, but it didn't affect me much at all.
Pussy, that one.
Anyway, so last thing, I have a story about this as well. I once gave a university speech that I was doing as a group. I did the introduction for the group, and I went up there, and part of the speech was, so mankind can benefit from it. One of my classmates come up to me, it's like, it's not mankind. We use the word people kind. Jesus. Midway through my speech. And I'm just like, I was dumbfounded for like 10 seconds. I'm like, why did you stop me in the middle of my speech to tell me this?
Stupid, man.
And my professor was just like, is this part of an act or what's going on, right? And I'm like, we can't even use the word mankind. Like, why would you use the word people kind?
Bro, I don't know how people get offended over
the same
that.
people go and worship Jesus. Like, Jesus was a man, okay, I guess, but like God, like, why do we attribute God with men? Why can't we be like God is a woman?
Yeah, but that's not the issue. The problem with this question is that people are saying the other thing. Like, if you use the word mankind, you're saying that all.
I think it's a given pronoun kind of thing. Like we worship God as in like a man or like he, whatever.
Yeah, people use the word he.
Every single religion addresses, apart from Hinduism, addresses him as like a masculine pronoun.
I'm telling you, bro, this shit makes no sense at all. Like, bro, like if you were gonna get offended about like saying retard or autistic or
just
mankind or anything like that.
Yeah, don't listen
Not
to them.
only that, bro, but like there's things that people say every day, like dumb and stupid. Like thousands of dumb and deaf people in Australia.
Yeah.
But like, what are they not as important as autistic people? Are they not as important as retarded people?
Yeah, because
Apparently not.
Yeah, because they
Like
said
it's-
one bad thing. Say the word with woman. It has the word man in it.
Oh yeah.
Should we replace it?
No, no. There are people that spell women with a Y, so WOMYN. For that,
I
reason.
need to meet these people, bro.
Like
I
these
need
are
to
these
meet
are like
these
those
people.
Tumblr spec like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
SJWs
I think
like straight
Australia's
up.
clean from them though.
Probably I don't. No, they'll be everywhere, bro.
You
They'll
reckon?
be everywhere.
Okay, I'm going to move the conversation forward. We're going to catch you back in the second segment where I'm going to give you guys examples and then we're going to discuss the validity of each of them where people have, done for the sake of political correctness something and then we're going to discuss the validity
It's
of
all invalid, I'll tell you guys.
it. Yeah, it's all invalid. Anyway, catch you guys soon. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the second segment. This is where I'm going to be citing some examples for you guys and we're going to discuss the validity about all these topics and they're all related to political correctness. First one, whenever the debate of political correctness
Invalid.
comes up, let me get it out first. People bring up the topic of cultural appropriation. What do you guys think about cultural appropriation?
Best
When I
thing
said
ever.
10 seconds ago.
Okay, invalid.
This is backwards for me because, and I think I've spoken to you guys about this previously, but when we talk about cultural appropriation, we're obviously inviting another culture to be a part of us, I guess you can say.
Yeah,
And
in a way.
doesn't that endorse the culture more than offend it or disrespect it?
I think randoms get more upset than actual people of the culture. Like if someone sees, like I wear the shakis at times, or maybe like a Nash shirt, and if I go to Newtown, people are like, "Yo, this is cool." But like I think white people get more upset than actual people that should be bothered by it.
Right. Let me give a definition of cultural appropriation. So cultural appropriation would be adopting a element or elements from one culture into your own identity by members of another culture. That's the proper definition of it. This is only considered controversial when someone from a dominant culture feeds off of someone from a non-dominant culture. An example people widely use is, say, Eminem, white rapper, feeds off of black music, hip hop in America. And they initially that was the thinking that this is negative. This is he's culturally appropriating black culture, and he's benefiting of millions when black artists wouldn't get the same. That's the most basic
Can
example.
I ask you a question?
Yes,
Where does Michael Jackson fit it all in this?
bro. That's a mystery, bro. Like,
Where do you start?
is he culturally appropriating black culture when he was white? And was he culturally appropriating white culture when he was black?
Bro, he's the first guy who has a proper he's culture fluid.
Yeah. Bro, Kanye West has the best line in his song Slow Jams.
Yeah.
She got a light-skinned friend, look like Michael Jackson. Got a dark-skinned friend, look like Michael Jackson. So, but that's the best line. Anyway,
You made the song so much worse. I can't do it any better than yourself, but
Yeah.
like you made it so much worse now.
doesn't
I
matter.
want to play it all.
I'm not a singer. Anyway, question for you. Say a white family opened a restaurant, but it will serve Pakistani Indian food.
Cool, good for them.
Like, would you have an issue with them?
My issue would be, like, they're taking money off us rather than being white.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
That's
like,
the
I'm
thing.
like, good for
People
them if they can
like.
actually-
It's got nothing to do with people saying culturally appropriating is offensive. It's more to do with the fact, I think, that if you're getting money off of someone else, they're like, "Oh, bro, why didn't we do this?"
I mean, like, more power to them.
Yeah,
they
if
can cook the
they
same thing,
figure it
Sure.
out and they can do it better, and more people are going to them,
Yeah.
that's just capitalism.
My issue is just if they're not doing it justice. So if you're serving like Pakistani food and it's like pure shit, like bro, like
But strictly from business point of view, it wouldn't bother me. Like, I mean,
yeah.
The cultural appropriation debate really flared up. There was this one like American girl for her prom dress. She dressed, put on a traditional like Chinese dress, and then she started doing poses that the Chinese people do and stuff like that, and got all her friends to do it as well. And then I don't know if it was Chinese or Japanese. Sorry, it might be. That's really bad.
This is a racist.
That's really bad on my part. But yeah, one of those countries. And then people, an American of the same ethnicity was like, my culture is in your prom dress. And that term started trending around the world, and then people started using it for other things, stuff like that. So
if she did it in a genuine sort of interesting way where she was genuinely interested in the culture and she didn't like do it to make a mockery of Japanese/Chinese culture, then that's completely fine, man. Like,
yeah, like I don't have an issue.
with that.
Yeah, it will be an issue when someone starts making fun of your culture. Say someone puts on a kimono and starts doing like stereotypical Japanese
Eats,
things.
drinks bad soup or something.
Starts
Yeah,
twerking or
you would be
something.
bothered
Yeah.
by
Dead
that.
ass, bro.
Oh yeah,
Puts
they-
on a kimono and acts Chinese, bro. F
Yeah.
outta here.
How would he
like-
act Chinese? Like, I mean, eating humans or like
No,
drinking
what
bad
the-
soup or.
Oh, bro, we went too far. Anyway, have you guys ever done anything which other people would consider cultural appropriation?
Yeah, bro.
What?
I went to a school and shot people. I was kidding, bro. I'm kidding. No.
Who are you culturally appropriating there?
Obviously, you know what I mean, brother.
No, I don't.
Pakistani man.
Okay. White men around the world. So yeah, you two actually, Trey, you had dreads at one point.
I had braids, mate. There's a
Oh,
difference.
braids. Okay, sorry, my bad.
What is the difference? Like,
So
can you,
dreads are like they're sort of grown, and you make them like over a long period of time. You make them turn into.
They're more
dreads.
natural, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas braids are like literally braided. You have.
Did
just-
anyone have any issues with when you braided your hair?
I feel like a couple of people brought it up to me like nicely. They were like, "Oh, like how do you think like?" Has anyone asked you about cultural appropriation, or how do you think? So I had like sort
it's
of
a curiosity
box
kind of
braids
thing.
at the
yeah.
top. Yeah, they were sort of curious, but I think they were also trying to like poke it like as well.
I know when I had corners at one point, and I was walking to the station, and some girls in the car yelled out. I don't know what it was they yelled, but something like, "Why? I don't know. Why are you culturally appropriating or something to do with that?" I don't know what they
suck
yelled
a
at, and I'm
Anyway.
like, no, I don't care. But
Yeah.
my worry is like, why do they care?
I think people can do whatever they want. You should not let it bother you.
Exactly.
I once did yoga. Yoga is like, but I did like a watered down yoga, like white people yoga.
See, if you come out, I would still equally love you. I would still have a podcast with you, and I'm happy to share bed with you.
Okay, no
How are
problem.
you still single, Abob? I don't understand.
I need help. Anyway, and also one time I was in a Japanese restaurant, and then I suck at eating with chopsticks, right? So
Suck
I
at
was,
eating period.
yeah, and rather than sort of just leave the chopsticks aside, I was playing the drums with it. And all these people around me were like, dead staring me. I was like, oh, I probably should stop this.
Bro, Japanese food is scary. I had wasabi full on first time ever.
Oh my
Because
god.
I usually go to cheap places and I can
Manage it, yeah.
manage wasabi really easy. But I went to this place in city. I think it was Japanese. Me and Abob went.
Not this
Yeah,
again.
Yagi, yeah.
Yeah. So this place had like actual wasabi, which I've never had it before and since. And one bite, and I was like, "What the hell have I done with myself?"
His face turned so bad quick. So anyway, so yeah, that's cultural appropriation. We don't necessarily think, when people get offensive with it, when people say put on traditional clothing and mock it, or do funny accents or funny,
Yeah, that's obviously yeah.
that's when the issue is. But if someone is genuinely wearing a suit from a particular country, just to feel part of it, or like their friends wear it, respect to them.
Have you seen this YouTube channel called Orange Pranks? Or it was
Heard
really
of it. It sounds like one of those cringe. Go on.
Asian. They used to do Asian voiceovers,
Oh right.
and they had like millions of views. Like this is back in
Oh, I
2010.
remember them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Vietnamese takeaway.
yeah. Those were good accents though.
They were,
They
but
were
like,
funny.
yeah, like I think people are inherently somewhat have racist tendencies.
Right. Okay. You make a big claim right there.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'm going to move on. I'm going to give you guys another example. Emojis. So what is your opinion on having different colored emojis for each sort of specific
Look,
color?
It's kind of cool, honestly.
Look, for some reason on WhatsApp, my emojis are black. I don't know why, but every time I want to send an emoji, I have to hold it, move it to white, and then press send.
Do you personally feel like more connected? Like, oh, there's a emoji of my skin color.
Definitely.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling victimized, I'll use a white emoji.
Right. Yes. That's good.
If I'm feeling athletic, I'll use a black one.
Okay. That's smart.
That's
smart on your
F.
part. Like, because my thing was like the emoji was yellow. What was it representing beforehand? It was representing.
You know what yellow
You know what it
represents.
represents, but it's your favorite, right?
No. So yellow is.
What do you want about,
like
bro? I was talking about Sun.
Simpsons.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
Exactly. What do you want about Mosh?
So what was the issue with the yellow emoji that they had to come up with the other ones? Like what people were getting offended by using yellow emojis?
Because not everyone wanted to be Asian.
Now, Marge thought it was cultural appropriation.
Right. Oh, Marge thought it was cultural appropriation. Lisa definitely thought
Lisa.
cultural appropriation. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next one. This is
Invalid,
this is where I think political correctness has played a positive part, at least, is the use of slurs and offensive words when directed at someone.
I think being politically correct can be good because like you don't want to making Nazi jokes or like and be anti-Semitic openly. Like people obviously realize it's not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
In that regard, it's good. But then like if you start dictating other people what they want to say, what they can't say, that becomes an issue.
No, but if it's an offensive word, do you still have an issue with it?
No, that is fine. Like if this is something that offends someone, I can't say it. That's fine. But who determines what is offensive? Let's say if you identify as a her, I can probably call you her. But if you identify as like freaking like some non-binary number,
Yeah.
I don't want to say you that. Now you get offended by that. Where is the line of
Like who wrote the dictionary that like this time
so
is
for
right,
me
this
it's just gray and white, black, like men, female. If someone's like female, whatever, I can probably do that if I respect them.
Yeah.
But like if someone's like just demands to be respected,
Yeah.
I will probably respect them. But like I'm saying,
Yeah.
my point is like
Man of respect.
there should be no necessary way for us to be like, hey, we respect, because if you say yourself some assigned gender, I would not.
Like you don't even know what that means.
Exactly.
So like,
I would not be for
this is something you previously brought up in the previous
recorded one.
recorded one, the N word.
Mm-hmm.
What was your take on it?
I mean, you shouldn't say this.
No, but you
yeah.
said
I don't want to get killed
no, you didn't say the word. I'm
by
saying
you guys.
you said it's widely used in hip hop music,
Mm-hmm.
and you had a really good take on it.
That confuses me.
Yeah, like look, my issue with something like that is
No, you described it really good. Can you describe the
sure
same?
thing.
Just describe
The thing
it.
is, like, let's say if you call me Paki, it doesn't bother me, but some people in UK get bothered by the word Paki, offensive. So what we do, we don't bring it up. Now, if you're black and you get offended by the N word, you don't bring it up. But these people are like, not by these people, I mean like people of African American ethnicity are proud. I don't know if they're actually hearing the word or not. Kanye West, Brothers in Paris, the song. Yeah, okay. So like, I mean, it's such a catchy chorus. If I'm in the concert, if I want to,
How
be
does
like,
the chorus go for Brothers in Paris?
Nah, you know hip hop better than me. But my point is like, if I'm at the concert, can I be enjoying the song, or I'd be like, yo, looking around, seeing.
I'm
what
gonna
people,
filter out that word. Yeah, like
yeah, I mean, like, we're not gonna say it because like society doesn't want us to say it.
yeah.
But like, if you really want to say, we can filter it out.
No, we can't.
No, we can't.
Like
but my point is like, if you're at a concert and if this word comes, what would you guys do?
yeah.
I wouldn't say it just to like appease everyone else, but like.
But if you felt like it, you would say it. But if it was a truly an offensive word in the modern society, they should have stopped using it.
I mean, that's what I mean. Like, in a way, and I don't want to say, but in a way, black people endorse it by constantly using it, right? But we're all of a sudden not allowed to use it.
I'm allowed, but that's besides the point. I have a black friend, Isaiah. He said like, "Yo, you can say it to me."
Oh, you got
my
the
problem
pass.
with it. You can't get the N word part. Like you can't give the N word.
No, I
pass
had
out, right?
permission. I still choose not to use it because I was like, "Man, he's messing with me."
Yeah.
He'll probably slap me.
He'll probably punch you there.
Like-
Shaquille O'Neal has a good point on this. Like he says, like black people have turned it into a positive for them. Like it's a endearing term to describe each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
it's
what-
not for us to decide in a way. That's what I think. But at the same time, I'm never gonna use the word.
I completely.
What if
disagree.
you're under duress and they're like, "Yo, if you don't do it,
if
cut
my
your
life
bolt,"
is
like
if my
you
life
say.
is at
So don't say
risk,
never,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Never is a strong word.
if my life was at risk, I'll do other things as well, like to
sure,
save
yeah,
myself.
of course,
Yes,
yeah.
but I'm not gonna use
But
it.
what stops me from using it as a term of endearment if they're allowed to use it as a term of endearment? That doesn't make sense to me. It has to be consistent.
we really need to get not just a black friend,
I'll
like
ask-
someone
I'll get a
someone
black friend.
professional.
Yo,
someone
we got a
professional.
guy, Sarib. We can get him on.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I need to like look and find someone who's like a professional, like an academic. We can come and have a discussion with them about
It's gonna
this.
be tough to find a black academic.
Oh.
Zoom, bro. We can Zoom them in. Anyway, I think that's it.
Do you reckon
Oh, no,
because they're
one
more
thing
prone to COVID, that's why they wouldn't
Yeah.
come? Of course.
Okay, final thing about political correctness. You know how people claim the younger generation is the most like snowflakey and like
This is the only valid point you've gone.
Nah, I disagree. Completely disagree.
that's my point with like older generations. They get triggered by people making or like not even making fun of their religion, but like asking a question which is confronting for them. So say
Yeah.
someone asks a particular religious person a valid question because they're just curious. They get so offended. Religious people get like, all bothered up about it. Not even religious people, older people about anything like politics. If you make a claim about someone's politics, like, or this politician is bad, they get offended by it. It's just the younger generation get offended by certain things. The old generation gets offended by certain other things. So it's a negative to say that, only the young generation is the one that gets offended easy. It's all generation. We just get offended by different things.
Look, my logical, reasonable people are difficult to come by. And that's why for all the ladies listening, Abob is your man.
Thank you very much.
Please send your emails to trashtalkexperience@gmail.com.
Trashtalkexp@gmail.com.
Sorry.
Okay, that's it for this segment. I hope you guys got some enjoyment out of it, and as well at the same time, learn something new about political correctness. But yeah, we're gonna catch you back in the final segment where we're gonna be answering 2 fan-sent questions. Thank you. All right. Welcome back to the final segment of today's episode. This is a segment we call Questions from the Inner Circle, where we get questions sent in from our listeners and we answer them to the best of our abilities. Okay.
I don't think Sun should be certified for this.
What do you
he's
mean?
the most
I'm
knowledgeable.
the most knowledgeable person.
Okay,
on
right
everything.
into it. First question sent in from a person that identifies themselves as
was
a
offensive.
corporate dog.
Is this another gender?
Maybe you never know. So this person says, you guys said you use dating apps. Why the F does it actually work out?
Why are you guys looking at me?
I've used dating apps, but
Yeah.
not for the purpose of dating. It was just to
Muck
Yeah.
around.
That's what they all say.
It was actually really fun.
Yeah, for sure.
What was your experience like? Did you get good jokes out of it or get a good laugh out of it?
Oh, so many good laughs.
What was the
I mean,
intention?
half the time girls don't reply, so it's a bit dry. But the other half is like amazingly fun. Like
Right.
it was so good. And at one point, this was on Tinder. At one point, they introduced a group feature. So you and your mates would be in a group, and you'd match with another group, which would be girls.
Right.
And oh god, I don't even want to talk about that.
That
was
shit's
crazy.
fun.
That was fun.
Lots of like screenshots in the group chat with the boys. And,
Right.
Yeah.
That's a weird feature actually, like
Yeah, it
group
is.
dating.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Tinder was really big like for a while there.
Is it still big right now?
Like
No
it's
idea.
big, but like I think people
Probably-
people serious about dating. I think
Yeah.
would go more towards Bumble or whatever the other ones are.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Tinder's more like hookups, I feel.
Yeah.
So
I've seen Abob on there.
yeah. Anyway, you've used many dating apps. What's your
By
experience
many,
like, Sun?
to me, too. I mean, it was decent. Like, I don't hate it. I don't like the question. The viewer said, the person that asked
Does
the
it
question.
work? Yeah. Does
the
it actually work?
Wait, when you used it, were you yourself or someone else?
son.
You were Sun.
Yeah.
But does it actually work? I don't.
Honestly, I think it depends on the photos in hindsight. Because every time I was on it, I was kind of like chubby. I was bulking back. Because when we were in New Zealand,
Yeah,
but that was different because I was kind of indifferent to it. So it was good because like, I had funny stories out of it. But I mean, the last time I was on it was, I think, December last year. Because I don't want to spend my New Year's Eve with RK. So, so I had this really simple goal. If I can't get anyone by 31st, I would just delete it. And that's what I did, because obviously
Nothing happened.
yeah. No, but my scheme was I was matching with. So for me, my scheme was very simple: brown people. How do you find brown people? This app, Muslim Tinder, Minder.
Yeah.
So most of the people that I was attracted to were in Melbourne. And
Wait, it's not man Tinder?
huh? Minder. It's mutual gender fluid.
Oh, fair.
Anyway,
And what was your
it
goal
was a
with-
decent experience. I wasn't. Yeah, it was chill, but I think it's kind of messed up for guys in terms of strictly numbers. So you just gotta be like, missing more girls than you would. It was decent. I
Right.
wouldn't-
For me, like I haven't willingly been on one. I was forced to be on one.
Of course. Yeah, that was that.
and,
Yeah, that was just
yeah.
all us.
So
That was fun.
at that point, I was like, okay, since I'm on here, I'll give this a go.
That was the plan.
Bro, it was really like, playing a game, bro. It was like FIFA pack openings, literally. Like you would be like, oh, what's gonna come next? I was like, I'm not gonna spend
That
my
sounds
waste my time.
thrilling, man.
Yeah, bro. For
No,
sure. What do you want
I
about?
think the way they designed it, they gamified so much. Like, oh yeah, if you flick
Yeah,
through,
of course.
that's the whole intention behind it. And if you're like serious about it, maybe you'll find someone. But yeah,
I
like
mean, so for
it's
on
difficult.
Minder you can see how many people have liked, but you can't actually see who has liked unless you guys actually match. So you can see a vague picture of someone like that's like you,
Yeah,
but
I
you
think
can't.
That's the same as Tinder.
Yeah, but
Is it?
I mean, if you use dating apps seriously, you have a good chance of at least finding someone that you can
Yeah.
match with and date and see if you like them or whatnot. But I think most people that use dating apps don't really know exactly what they want, because a lot of people jump into dating apps saying, "Oh, I want someone who likes the exact same stuff as
Yeah.
me." I want someone who likes cars, basketball, this, that, right?
That's why you have friends for, bro. Like,
Yeah, I know. Like, and speaking from my experience personally, my girlfriend is like the complete opposite to me. She's like the most unathletic, couch potato, does nothing. And like we match so well. So it's like I don't think people realize that someone that you want to date doesn't have to be exactly like you and share exactly the same.
Because the way they show it to you is like based on the percentage of like they give like a percentage match based on the criteria that you've selected. Obviously, then you'll be finding people exactly like you, and then that's not the intention.
Usually, most dating apps will have a plethora of like interests that you select, and from those interests, you find other people that are similarly like-minded or whatever.
But I think you'll also meet people you may not otherwise meet, like.
Because naturally you meet people through your social circles.
I think it's good. Like it's not bad, but like.
So can you repeat the question or like rephrase it?
Does it actually work? Like,
I think it works. Depends on what you want to get out of it, and get some good photos, man.
I mean, I have friends who have met someone from dating apps and they've been together for 4 or 5 years. So
it didn't work out for me. It didn't work out for me.
Yeah, no, it will. We'll get it up and running again.
No. We're going.
You just need to get premium, bro.
No. We're doing. If peeps are really keen, trashtalkexp@gmail.com. Send in your applications.
Send in your resumes, ladies.
You can even refer someone. Send in a referral for someone. So if you know someone, just send in referral. Do
you want to go about it yourself a bit more?
What do you mean?
As in like, what do you do?
Well, I know for a fact that Abob uses Smooth My Balls.
I don't know about you guys, but I've seen
one thing's guaranteed. One thing we.
I can't talk about myself. That's like too narcissistic.
I saw an 8-pack. I'm not gonna lie. One day at the beach, he pulled out an 8-pack, put it back on the ship. But I saw it.
Okay. Cool. Thank you very much.
You know one more thing about him. Obviously. A sponsor us.
Moving on. Okay. The second question, and this is the final question for today, is sent in by my friend, actually, a friend of mine. I turned 26 a few weeks ago. I'm feeling really old all of a sudden, and hit with the realization that I haven't done anything significant in life. And the example they give is like travel overseas. Wanted to share this and see if you guys had similar thoughts and what you did if you had felt that.
Shit, bro. I think. Do you guys honestly feel the same? Because I do.
Very similar.
Very similar.
I'm alright. I think I don't know. I think you guys have to look at. I think there's two parts to this, right? There's the one part is you're not really missing out on anything until you've
actually experienced it.
No, until you've settled down, you've got all the time in the world to do whatever. And I'm assuming this 26-year-old is nowhere near having a family at this point. I don't know, but so you know the person.
Yeah, that's a friend of mine.
Right, yeah. So they have so much time to do that stuff because it's really until you have kids you're bogged down. Yeah. Because otherwise you can travel with friends, family, partners, by yourself. You can do whatever, right? There's nothing really stopping you, and that's the second part. My second part to this is find things that you can do. Like there's endless opportunities. There's so much stuff to do, right?
Honestly, because I feel the same thing unless I've kind of made hobbies for myself that deeply interest me. But one thing we got to realize fundamentally is there's no guarantee of we see tomorrow. Every night could be a last night. For me, the longest time I thought and I'm really scared of dancing, and I thought how people are gonna judge me, and I think it's still back of my mind there's always the case. Yeah. But I realized when I die, I can't even. These people with all the stuff that matters to me is just my own mind. Yeah. And nothing outside my mind is guaranteed. Like you guys could literally be a fake figure or whatever. Only thing that I know for sure is my mind. Yeah. Secondly, 100 years time, my name will be eradicated from society. Like no one's gonna remember my name. 100 years you gotta
write it. You gotta write it. I mean,
I die too, but like 200 unless I've somehow become more remarkable. My name wouldn't. I hope I do something useful. But more think about how many people are in this universe.
But for you, things what was it? What other people will think that was stopping you mostly?
That was the biggest part because I was I felt like too much of a burden to prove myself to others. Yeah. Like today I was talking to my mom and she was saying, "Why do you want to get a bike? You have a good car." Like she was trying to talk me out of it. My scheme was very simple. And if I die, I don't remember what's going to happen. So it should not bother me.
What a morbid way to think.
Not quite in that vein, but I had the same thing where it's like there were these things that I would see and people do online and stuff. I'm like, man, why didn't I do this? And you sort of hit the realization, I can do this. There's nothing stopping me. But I got my motorbike license. I started riding a motorbike because I thought it was cool. It's like, oh, dude, this guy looks cool. I'd never do it. Why not? And then the same thing with flipping. I started front flipping, back flipping. I'm like, I'm athletic enough. I just got to learn how to do it.
I think
for your friend, how old is 26?
26. Everyone has probably felt that, I'm getting old. That feeling hits everyone. It hit me when I was like, 24, 23.
Yeah, but you are old.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I've stopped feeling old. Like I've given up on the fact that I'm feeling like I'd never feel old. Like, even though I'm growing older, I'm never gonna be like, oh, I can't do this now because I'm old. Nothing is stopping me.
I think your physique aside, nothing's stopping you.
Yeah.
Just put a disclaimer.
Yeah.
I think also, if you look at Bill's, like from Bill's perspective, he's probably looking at it retroactively, where he looks back at it and he's like, man, look, I finished high school and so and I wanted to do this and that and this and that. And then he's looked back and
nothing good comes out of that.
Yeah, there's nothing like.
Yeah, that's.
It's good to reflect to see like
where have you come?
Where have you come from? But don't dwell on it.
I reckon we should write a journal down. Like, where are you standing right now? Because every time you look back in retrospect, it's so much better than.
Yeah, journal. Even start making lists, as Trey was saying, like things you want to do, like do a front flip, do whatever, get a bike license.
And I think
start writing it down. So
one thing is not just get complacent with life, because a lot of people they'll wake up in the morning, go to work, come home, that's their day.
Yeah,
like you still have a night to live. You still have stuff to do. You can go hang with friends. You can go pursue a hobby. You can do whatever you want.
I think a clear example I would give, like if. Even like riding a bike or like going overseas or traveling, if that's too soon for you, just start volunteering. That's the biggest thing you can do.
I think get a bike, honestly.
Okay. Don't volunteer. Go get a bike.
I'm starting a charity, by the way, Bill. It's helping uni students with assignments. I need help.
Start doing your assignments. Yeah, like offer yourself to other people. Volunteer time. Not like that. But yeah, so that's what we'll recommend to you. But stop feeling old. You're 26. You're not nowhere near old in anyone's book.
And
so
hey, while you're at a corporate dog, Bill, it's a good way to meet people.
Yeah, we can hook this up if we find out who these two people are. we can hook this up. I know one of them at least. Anyway, thank you guys for listening for today's episode. This has been another episode of the Trash Talk Experience. As always, you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and please follow us on our Instagram at Trash Talk EXP. We promise we'll start putting our content over there.
And this episode has been sponsored by Smooth My Balls.
It's all love, baby.
And thank you, Dot, for not showing up today. Anyway, thank you guys. Peace. Bye.